Thank you for joining us here at our Spooky Season Premiere Challenge. I'm Arnie Wolf, joined by Shane Gaffney for our top 8 cut. You're going to see Brandon Davis and Hector Vargas play. This is going to be a very fun matchup because we're going to see Cy Spam back again, as well as Hector's team, which is running that Kanto Ninetales. Love to see some unique weather.
Yeah, this is going to be... I can't remember the last time I've seen a regular Ninetales. It feels like the lowland is all the rage nowadays, just with Aurora Veil. But this is definitely all gas. You're setting up the Fire Ogre ideally, if you want to do what he wants.
We see both players locked in here. Just a reminder, Brandon on the left running Armor Rouge, Torkoal, Iron Hands Gallade, Ogerpon Cornerstone form, and NDD female, while Hector's on the right with Landorus Incarnate. Landorus Incarnate, sorry, that is Landorus Therian, yes. Iron Hands, Ogerpon Hearthblade Fluttermane, Tortoise Incarnate, and Ninetales Kanto. That is a little bit of a team sheet
cross out.
There we go. And we're gonna see Fluttermane and Landorus on Hector's side, while Armor Rouge NDD on Brandon's side. And this is what I was curious about with Hector's team. How does this Trick Room matchup work?
Yeah, it looks like this is a Specs Flutter, so in theory it's to blow up the NDD.
I think this is an interesting one because on one hand, you definitely could go for the Rock Slide, and there's no wide guard on Armor, so you can go for a Rock Slide. Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam should be able to pick up a KO, but and I'm not surprised that we're going to see a Terra probably on both. I would not be surprised if this is the Flutter first off, and then Armor Rouge may Terra to Grass here, depending on whether or not they want to take the hit. But I think if you do go for the Dazzling Gleam plus Rock Slide combo, you gotta, is it gonna KO? Because Rock Slide's not Landorus' full power move.
Yeah.
And follow me.
This is the gamble. Luckily, Armor Rouge does have 100 big defense.
And there is that Rock Slide Dazzling Gleam combo. Does not actually pick up a knockout on either, but a flinch would be very useful. Not this time. So that Trick Room is up, and Cy Spam is ready to destroy.
Now this is the Grass Armor, super powered, ridiculous psychic one. But Helping Hand. Ooh.
It's probably a double knockout, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Flutter is pretty bulky, but or Helping Hand, I don't know.
Yeah, double knockout. I think. Oh, go ahead.
Asma, welcome to SoCal Cy Spam.
This is how it feels. I think last week we had more, but it's still around and still good.
Yeah, I don't know if these guys played Swiss or not, but yeah, this is gonna be a little tough for Hector because there's no way to reset the terrain. No way to deal with Fake Out.
Iron Hands and Ogerpon coming out. Not horrible. I think right now you just Drain Punch onto the left slot or the Armor Rouge slot because it should pick up the knockout. What you should really watch out for is Torkoal. The good news is Iron Hands is Terrifier. Bad news, Torkoal's still fastest on the field. And Follow Me there for NDD is going to attract that Wild Charge from Iron Hands onto the NDD slot. I think we're gonna just see Brandon pick up game 1 here.
Yep.
Not much. Expanding Force and Psychic Terrain. Goodbye, Iron Hands. And there's the knockout. And Ogerpon survives the sliver, but not enough.
This is looking a little rough. I mean, hey.
I mean, you gotta show off that Mold Breaker somehow.
Okay, exactly, yep.
So I think right now, if you're Hector, you're just starting to think about game 2 and how to stop Armor Rouge NDD, because it's brutal.
Kind of like a replay of the DLC, right? Where like the Loyal 4, I think it was, just beat up on the Ogerpon. Is that how this?
Pretty much. That is basically what happens.
Yeah, like you said, I think that's one thinking about game 2, how to stop that lead. So the Dazzling Gleam did quite a bit to ED. So I mean, we were just talking about this before, but like a Specs or Fairy Moonblast in something that could, as well as also fishing for a flinch. Like obviously, if a flinch happens, that's a game changer.
Absolutely.
That can't be the main strategy.
The hard part here is with Hector. What knocks out that Armor Rouge? You can get rid of the NDD, but the Armor Rouge is what's tough. Yeah, you can Stomping Tantrum on Landorus, but the thing is you're faster, so you're not going to be able to go in and knock out the NDD first because Landorus is going to go before Fluttermane. So one of the few cases where Choice Scarf isn't actually the best bet.
Yeah.
I think honestly, going into Iron Hands and just
Brandon.
I think going into Iron Hands, a Flutter is your best bet because either they're gonna Expanding Force and yeah, you're gonna lose both, but then you can go into Landorus and whatever your probably Ogerpon would be your last one, and then just kind of put that pressure right away on the Armor Rouge, and I think that is maybe your best bet, but or go into Flutter main and Landorus, but then switch out Landorus right away into Iron Hands. It gives yourself a bit of a better matchup.
Yeah.
Basically, gotta play around Trick Room here.
Yeah, it's tricky. There's no way to stop the Psychic.
No.
So as soon as Trick Room is set up, bit of a difficult matchup.
Yeah, no Rillaboom is really unfortunate.
Right.
I think that's why Rillaboom's seeing a giant surge again.
Or at least like Ice Spinner on something.
Yeah. Oh, an interesting combo here. Iron Hands and Gallade for Brandon, and Hector's got that Landorus and Ninetales.
I wonder if this is just, you know, hey, it's game 2. He's already up 1 comfortably. Let's try out a different lead just to see how this works.
Yeah.
He can still set up the Trick Room, go from there. He has a Terra on Gallade. Gallade is pretty especially defensive, so it can survive an attack and also fake out pressure to kind of just stop the land attack. So definitely still has a solid way to stop.
Yeah, I actually feel like what I would do is go for the burn on that Gallade, because once that's got that sharpness in the Psychic terrain, that's dangerous and can knock out pretty much anything.
Yeah.
We're going to see the Iron Hands switch in, so the Trick Room is to be expected. I would have personally probably tried and swapped the I would have kept the Ninetales in to burn and switch Landorus, but keeping Landorus in, I guess, hoping that they either Terra Fire or you can maybe make a right call with Terra Blast, Terra Flying onto it, or just U-turn out. That's not bad either.
Okay, well.
The Trick Room's definitely coming up, though. That's the hard part.
I'm curious because I believe this Gallade archetype runs a little bit of physical defense, so I don't know if it would have been like a mind game of like, should I Terra Flying? But I wonder if Terra Flying might have just killed through a Terra Fire anyways. That might have been.
Yeah, I feel like actually in the Sun, well, if you set the Sun up, you could have just led maybe Ogerpon and Ninetales, and that could get rid of really anything.
Right, like a switch in.
Yeah. Like you can lead with Iron Hands and Ogerpon and then switch in the Ninetales for the Sun boost if you need.
Right.
But a bit of a tough position right now. I think the good news is that indeed Gallade can't Expanding Force and hit both. Right. So bad news is Armor Rouge is still in the back.
Yeah. Like he's trying to set up. There's 4 more turns of Trick Room. See how this one goes.
The Wild Charge gonna go onto the.
Do a lot of recoil. That is a bulky, physically bulky.
So both of Hector's Pokemon going to attack, but the thing here is that Psycho Cut's gonna go onto the Iron Hands and get rid of it.
On Psychic Terrain, it does
an absurd
quite a bit of
damage.
I don't know if you've looked at the calcs for Psychic Terrain ever since Sacramento when this became a thing, but like it's insane. It's Gallade does so much damage.
It is nuts.
Yeah.
And this is another case that we've seen King Gambit come in now because of these Psychic teams. Really good. Usually Terra Dark. It still is tough on Gallade, but if it's a better matchup for you because obviously we have Sacred Sword here, but if you Terra Dark, you're going to take that. We see Landorus come back in, getting that Intimidate onto the Armor Rouge, but not the Gallade, thanks to that Clear Amulet. And the Psychic spam continues with Expanding Force here. I don't think either one of these. I think Ogerpon actually does live, so but I think Landorus is gonna be in a tough spot here.
Yeah. I believe Ogerpon has about 96 SPDF, like a little more bulky on that side. Ooh, we see Terra coming through now. Curious to see.
It's Terra
Fire or flying? Okay, so he's
Landorus
trying to nuke something. We'll see what it is.
This may help here. The follow me on Ogerpon is quite smart.
Not helping handed, so see Brandon's reaction. Like,
and it does live that Psycho Cut.
One's gone, but
Landorus takes it barely. They are sacrificing that Ogerpon. I guess you just gotta hope with Landorus.
Right.
And Terra Blast. Guessing that's gonna go on to. I would personally, target the Armor Rouge, but it's not enough.
I mean, yeah, that's a. Armor Rouge again has 100 base defense, so it's. Unless there's some other modifiers going on, obviously Terra Flying is double flying stab, but.
Yeah. I
tough.
I would think if you locked on Stomping Tantrum there, yeah, and it's a forfeit.
Yeah.
Brandon's gonna take this game and the match with Slice Spam, one of the quickest stream matches I think we've ever had. And just, yeah, congratulations to Brandon. There's not much Hector could have done there on, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think of what the right call would have been. I still think Will-O-Wisping on Gallade would have helped. But there's just, when you're playing Sun against a Slice Spam Torkoal team, not much.
Yeah, I'm curious if, like, yeah, there's no way to stop the trick. There's seemingly no way to stop Trick Room fishing for a crit. I kind of liked Hector's strategy.
Yeah.
I kind of liked Hector's strategy a little bit more game one because, in theory, if you had blown up D&D, there's no more helping hand.
Yeah.
And then at least you're fishing for a flinch crit. So, like, which is not really a strategy you want to be doing.
No,
but, like, hey,
but
there.
It works. If you get it, you got a 1 in 10 chance.
If you're already kind of in like a 30-70 matchup where like you're not, those are the risks you have to take in that situation.
And also, I think that I agree completely. I think if Hector went for the Moonblast, it would have been a much better position because Iron Hands still outspeeds Armor Rouge and can get rid of it with Wild Charge. And then I think that was the big key there, was the expanding forces. If you could just limit it, it still would have Gallade with that psychic terrain, but it's a lot easier to knock out Gallade when you have Iron Hands and Landorus in play than it is to knock out Armor Rouge, which can hit both. So I think that was the play. A little bit of hindsight there, but yeah.
Yeah, and I think this also shows how just amazing that team building is, because like even in that scenario where that does work out, Gallade still just doesn't get intimidated. There's still no way really to stop Gallade.
No. It's got not the most bulk. It's not physically defensive, but it most likely could take a hit from Iron Hands. Landorus is iffy depending on whether or not you Terra into the right type. So yeah.
But yeah, I think even then if he doubles up into the Iron Hands afterwards, it's still kind of a tough matchup. But yeah, I mean, this just goes to show how consistent Slice Spam can be.
Oh yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
If someone's not prepared. So. And
we did see Slice Spam, or Brian Collins, but Slice Spam win last tournament. So I think we're definitely gonna see it into top 4 again. Top 2, we'll see depending on how Brandon does. You may see him again on Stream Leader for our finals, depending on how the semifinals go. But we're gonna finish up the rest of our matches here. We will see you guys for our semifinals as soon as that is done. Stick around.